The concern du jour is quantum computers, and many people ask, do quantum computers represent a threat to Bitcoin? I would note that the quantum computing concern and quantum FUD is just the latest in a long litany and a parade of horrible FUD that has been taking place since the beginning of Bitcoin. There was functionality FUD. Bitcoin's not functional enough, so it will fail. It needs smart contracts. And then people thought it was a Ponzi, and then they thought it was too volatile, and then they thought, well, there was a bug in it, and maybe it'll be 51% attacked. Maybe the Chinese control too much of it. And then there was the Chinese shut it down. It was the opposite of the China FUD. It was the China non embrace. And then we had all manner of block size wards and bandwidth flood, and then there was a uses electricity FUD, and then there was the wealth concentration FUD, and of course then there was another crypto will be better. Um, what I would say is whenever dealing with each of these concerns, we have to take them seriously. We have to consider them, but we have to remember two things. One, the two words on the back of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy: don't panic. Most important two words, more important than everything in the encyclopedia or the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The second observation, the Hippocratic Oath: do no harm. And so, whenever you're faced with a challenge in any system or any network, you have to make sure you don't panic. You're not railroaded into doing something foolish or destructive. And you also can't do something that causes harm. You don't want an iatrogenic intervention where the cure is worse than the disease. So, our position on quantum computing: one, we think it's probably 10 or more years away before there's a threat. That is the consensus. It's a promising technology, but it's still nascent. Many industries, including finance and defense, are dependent upon traditional cryptography. They face the same risks. There's a significant global investment going into building quantum resistant protocols, not just in the Bitcoin community, across all communities. The Bitcoin community in specific is engaged on research and development in these efforts. There's good work that's taking place. If Bitcoin requires an upgrade, there will be global consensus. Right now, there isn't global consensus that existing cryptographic libraries are at risk. And to stampede into a hypothetical fix before there is consensus would introduce new attack surfaces and new complexity and new failure modes that don't currently exist. It's very similar to over vaccinating. And it's like, well, there's a 0.001% chance that the kid might get a disease. So we're going to vaccinate them just in case. But of course, 3% of the people that get the vaccine have side effects, right? And so it's very important that we don't over-insure, over-vaccinate, over-treat, over-worry. It's a famous president of the United States. He said, if you see 10 problems driving down the road, 9 of them will probably drive themselves into a ditch before they get to you. So the one thing you can't do is you can't buy 100 expensive insurance policies that cost collectively 100% of all your operating income to insure against something which is 2% likely to happen. That's why you have to be very thoughtful about addressing these risks, and you have to address them at the right time, not too soon, not too late, but because too soon, you probably don't have the right technology and you're over-insuring. Too late, right? You accept the risk that you shouldn't. That's why consensus is very important. Bitcoin will be stronger if and when that quantum upgrade takes place, right? And so Bitcoin is upgradable, and Bitcoin can be upgraded to be stronger. And we, of course, are optimists, and we believe that the human race will accept challenges and will upgrade to meet those challenges and do it in a rational fashion. And Bitcoin has a history of meeting challenges in a rational fashion such that it is stronger. And you can see all those examples. Last, but probably most important on this slide, strategy, we are going to initiate a Bitcoin security program that coordinates with the global cybersecurity community, the global crypto security community, and the global Bitcoin security committee in order to help and contribute to consensus and solutions to address the quantum computing threat, as well as any other emergent security threats that evolve. We think it's reasonable and appropriate for us to do this, given our large responsibility as a Bitcoin holder, but we want to do it in a very responsible fashion. And we want to make sure that we coordinate with the global cyber, crypto, and Bitcoin security community, because there are a lot of very, very brilliant minds here. There's a lot of good work being done, and it's likely that consensus will form and solutions will form at the right time in a responsible fashion. So that's our view on quantum.